Hey guys, it is Tuesday. I am off work today. I took off yesterday and today to kind of get caught up on some stuff, and I really haven't. Carson got quarantined yesterday for close contact. He seems fine. Doesn't have any symptoms. Same old 15-year-old teenage self. See, all the concrete's gone back there. Matt got all that up on Sunday afternoon, I think. Right now I'm fixing to start on a project that's this ladder boot holder project. I've got it sitting out here. So before, it's just a big tall rung ladder, and I'm going to try to make it into a boot holder. So I'll flip this around. I have carefully kind of made notches where, or not notches, but made marks on here where I want my dowel rods to be placed. That's where I've got to drill holes. So just kind of measured how wide and try to keep them all about the same distance apart. Not perfect, but looks pretty good. So when I'm done, I'm hoping that it should hold 12 pair of shoes or boots and be right outside our door coming into our mudroom. So that breezeway will be covered, and it will be a perfect place for people to slip their shoes off and turn them upside down, let them dry and not get dirty anywhere, and not be in a bucket that's up there by the door now, which people just take them off and lay them on the ground. Drives me crazy. So let's get started on this. Kind of experimenting a little bit. So I've got them all. I'm going to show you. So I've got a mark on my drill too, and then I've got a mark. I think it was about 7/8 of an inch back. So they would all be about the same distance. Again, it's not going to be perfect. So you can point in there. You're going to just hold it straight up and down. We're going through, oh, there we go, until we can feel that tip going through on the bottom, because that way we're going to screw the spindles in, the dowel rods, but we're also going to glue them too. So I'll glue and then go in with a screw from the bottom and screw them in so they'll be more stout, and then leave it like that. So I'm going to get all these done and then hopefully get these things cut. Sweet Holly in the way. I'm just taking a piece of sandpaper. This is actually a piece of, what is this, 80 grit sandpaper. And just these edges are a little bit rough. So I'm just barely skimming those, just so there's no rough edges in there. I'm just gonna cruise over those. I could do the same thing on the underside. We are gonna screw them in, as well as, that one does not have a hole there. I have to go into that one. Oh, that's it. We're gonna have a glue them in with some Gorilla wood glue. So we're also gonna screw them in from the bottom. All those, I'm gonna find some screws that'll work. We're gonna head back over to the house and get to putting these in. Here I just sat down and I just hand sanded the ends of it, just so what's sticking up off the ladder that you put your shoes on is just a little bit more smooth than the rough edges I cut from. And the first time I ever done this. So again, they're not going to be perfect, but probably by the time everybody gets their shoes on and off of them, they're going to be good enough. So I started kind of in the middle, just to get easier access. So take a little bit of wood glue. Just going to squeeze a little bit, just kind of around in those holes. I don't think it has to be a lot, it's just a little extra something. Okay, so I got the glue in there, so tilt this up a little bit more. There you go. So some of that glue is kind of seeping through, but I'll be able to dry that off. So I'm just kind of pushing some of that glue out of the bottom. And again, I'll just dry that up. Some of these holes got a little bigger than others. I don't know why, probably because I didn't hold my angle just right on my drill, on my bit. But I'm gonna put those in there. Then just to get more leverage, so now I'm just going to take the wood screw, go in the bottom, hold the dowel rod, and just screw that right in so that it's nice and tight. So between the wood glue and the screw, it'll hold it. Stand up, get done some more. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and get the rest of these done. And then we'll let it sit and dry before we ever try to paint it. So. So all the pegs are glued and secured in, and here you'll see what my inspiration was. Now mine is an old ladder, which I really like better than that. So we'll get paint on this tomorrow. Hey guys, so I got a couple things going. I got, you know, the shoe boot drying rack that's going out there. It's still drying. I'm letting the glue set up good on it, and then I want to paint it, but I'm not sure exactly what color I want to paint it. So probably, I think I want to go a navy. I think that's what my front door is going to end up being, is navy. So so I'm gonna kind of wait on that for a minute because I need to get paint for that. But it'll set and dry, so at least it's put together. I had everybody on Facebook guessing earlier what they thought it was. I'm like, drying racks, quilt rack, all this stuff. Oh, look what we got. Effie's been in school all day. So I got the boot shoe drying rack going. I just got a second coat of paint on my, what was a green wardrobe. Now it's black. It's gonna be really pretty. I got a special surprise that's going on the inside of that. Cannot wait to try that. So here, we're gonna look at the front door. So, you know, the front door is gonna be replaced by a double front door. And I have these lights over here. I don't mind the way that they look, but of course these are old brass lights that have rusted areas on them and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to take those down and see if I can take it apart enough and paint with bronze where the gold is rusted. Sand whatever I need to sand, get rid of the rust, paint. What do you think? If you think it'll be a success or a failure? Here we see this. I think it'll be good too. So anyways, I'm fixing to set up the camera. I got my voltage detector. If you're gonna mess with anything electric, you need to do this. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So of course they're off right now. There shouldn't be any electricity going to them, but we'll still check this when we get down to the wire. So I might have Effie hang out here in case I need her to hand me something. Stab her in the eye. What a screwdriver it is. I'll be right back. Hey Carson, I need a tiny fit lock bag and I need your body. Extra pair of hands for a second. Go in out. Say hey to the camera. Put a shirt on. Hey, there's two teeny pieces right there. Hey, right there, buddy. Laying on them.
Did you say? Did you just call me?
Yes. Hey, come here. No voltage there.
Just go ahead and touch it just to make sure. Where'd Effie go? Because we're about to run.
Kick while I'm out here playing. All right, so I have got this one light taken all kind of apart. I kind of pulled the wires out too far, so then I had to figure out how I could get to them, so I had to pull a little bit further. So right now I'm just using Windex. I'm spraying it. I'm going to clean it as good as I can. Then I'm going to lightly take some sandpaper and just sand any just roughness off of some of this, like up here where it's kind of corroded, and even on this part. And then once it dries, I'm going to tape up the glass, and then I'm going to try to spray it and just see what happens. Again, this may not work. It may not make a difference, and I may not even like it when it's done, but I feel like it's worth a try. I don't want this. That's what we used to have, this like super bright gold. I definitely don't want that, but I feel like I can be happy if I can paint it. So we'll see. All right, all the pieces are painted. This is what it looked like before, and this is all taped up, and all the pieces painted. Now, probably gonna have to start taking this one apart. Isn't it disgusting? In order to, if he says hey, in order to put this one back together. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen that earlier this week, I decided to take these lights down. I had two of them from my front porch. They're around my front door. They are hideously filthy and dirty and spiderwebby, and I feel sure they've been up here since the house was built in 1986. I like the look of the light. I just don't want the old tarnished brass. So I set out to see if I could potentially paint them and salvage them rather than buy two brand new ones. So I did, and it was gorgeous. And I'm gonna show you how I did that. I had a couple people like, oh, I need a how-to video. I will say that probably not all lights can be done this way. I saw a couple of lanterns at Habitat for Humanity just a few days ago, and I immediately was like, ooh, I might can take this apart. But they didn't have screws. They had more the I can't think of the name, but the little brackets that you can't unscrew. And granted, I could probably get one of those tools and redo it, but I really didn't want to try to hammer something else that was brand new. So we're going to start by disassembling this light. I will say it was a little bit tricky to put back together, and so I did have to be careful about the steps putting it back together, but I didn't have to take this one apart to put the other one back together. So I feel sure that I can put this one back together without that. Now I'm gonna clean it up real good and we'll come right back to you. I'll show you how we're gonna paint it, put it back together. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to cover up the glass, but expose this so it looks, so you're not having a fight. Just take, I kind of go just along, and then take your finger. You're gonna make sure. What do you have to go do for Daddy?
I have to go turn off that fence. Go turn on the fence.
It's a little time consuming, but it is so worth it to just be able to spray and not worry about getting your spray paint. So then you take super sharp blade. You're gonna go along that seam.
Peel off the excess.
Peel off the excess. And now when you go to spray paint, you're gonna cover up all that glass. So when you go to spray paint, you'll come back and it'll get this, but won't be anywhere on your glass. So I'm gonna get the rest of this done and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I moved this little party to reassemble this light inside just because it's a little chilly outside. So I'm gonna start, there goes Carson. So these are all done and painted. I'm just gonna take all the tape off of here. The hardest part of this the other day was actually getting the wires back through one of these holes. So first thing I'm gonna do is take the tape off. Okay, so I got all the tape off and got it kind of cleaned up a little bit. So now I'm gonna start trying to reassemble it. Again, the kicker is, do I remember where all the pieces go? All right, so my whole intent and purpose was to show you me putting this back together piece by piece. I talked my whole way through it, thinking this thing was recording, and I looked up and the little red bar wasn't at the top. I love y'all, but I'm not taking it back apart to do. So, I mean, basically, however you take it apart, you just put it back together that same way. And it may take a little bit of figuring it out. So I'll keep you all on there now. Together. So there's your before, and after. And I love it.
I can tell which one you did first.
So that's the two. So before and after.
Hey guys, so we're at Dillard's, and
Our favorite store
yes,
shop
and
at.
we're going, and they've got a sale like a couple times, almost until Valentine's.
Several times a year, and they always do it right before Valentine's Day, where they have an extra 30% off.
So we found a couple things,
So
and we're
what
gonna
are
have
we-
to wait.
But we're trying to find
Try
it.
them on.
Normally, Effie has a daddy-daughter dance with her daddy. This year, we haven't seen any advertisement about it, so I'm sure they're not going to do it because of COVID. But we're going to do our own little thing. Maybe go out to dinner, and we'll set up so they can have a little dance there at the house somewhere. Maybe under the stars. So anyway, we're just shopping around, looking at the sale stuff, and we'll see what she can find. She's found a couple of...
No, you can't show them.
Oh, sorry. We'll do a fashion show here shortly. All right, we'll be back. So we try to hit these clearance racks because we can always find several good things to try from there. That's a cute little... I like that, Effie. It's, there's a... All right, we're headed to seek out a dressing room. Try on
Hey.
her finds. Oh, it's not about you, is it? Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
it is. It's all of
All about Effie.
Pretty much.
Effie hates to shop.
No.
Terrible.
I don't like it at all.
A little disco. This is a little different than what we normally do.
Yeah, but I love it. Like, I really like it.
It is cute. You need a tan. Kind of pasty.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, let's show on the next one. No, I told her no.
Yeah.
Cute.
Goes down.
Turn around.
Yay!
Kind of looks a little retro. A little 80s looking.
It is kind of cute.
You did have a red one last year, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Something like that. You look so good in blue.
I like the other one better still.
Alright.
I love it so much.
Thank you for coming out.
I'm disgusting.
She don't like it.
Look.
Cute. She hates that the necks go down. Trying to make these girls grow up too fast. I don't like this one either because she don't typically like things with belts. I don't either, so I can't pull it off. I'm sure you could pull it off.
But I guess you might know what I'm doing.
Stay tuned.
Maybe.
See what we have planned for their night. It's gonna be in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned after Valentine's Day to see which one she chose. Now here's a few cute videos and pictures of our week, and come back tomorrow morning for week 16 part 2 while I try to catch you guys up. Bye. This little guy has no idea where to go. Just hanging out with Effie like a puppy dog. Say hey, everybody.